Good morning, Dom Palayo checking in with you guys. November 1st has arrived, so we're worrying about the melee at the Walmarts and the grocery stores today. A couple judges came out yesterday and said that Trump had to continue to fund food stamps. I'm a little Trump really isn't in charge of this. This is something that Congress has to deal with. Kind of falls under their system. They've been talking about this contingency fund that they could potentially use for a couple of additional weeks. The only problem is that contingency fund is supposed to be used in times of like natural disasters, hurricanes, tornadoes, things like that. Wasn't really intended for this purpose, but I don't have a problem with it if they want to use the contingency fund, as long as once governments comes back into service, they replenish that reserve. But I just don't know if how that's going to play out. But if they can get the food stamps to last a couple more weeks, it gives them a little bit more time to see if they can come up with some kind of agreement, to get government reopened. I think all of this is ridiculous, but it is what it is. There's a lot of people struggling right now, and I've been talking about this for a while, that it just feels like there's about 15 to 20% of the population that is really benefiting from capitalism. 80% of America is struggling to live right now. I would that's my estimate when I look around and see what's going on. And sure, some of it falls on the individuals themselves. There's too many people out here that think that they can raise a family working at Wendy's or in retail or something like that. Those jobs are not intended to raise a family on. Those kinds of jobs, they might make a good part-time job to supplement your income. Might make a good job for teenagers, but trying to raise a family working at Walmart or unless you're the store manager, it's going to be kind of difficult, So people have to learn some marketable knowledge or skills. You have to be able to offer something on the marketplace that makes it worth somebody paying you for. People think that they get a job and they're just going to be handed a bucket of money, and it's like, it's an exchange. The employer is paying for your time and effort in the job, and you're exchanging your service, your skills, your knowledge, for that money. The better your skills, the better your knowledge, the knowledge that you have, the more valuable you're going to be to an employer, and thus they'll pay you more. However, I will admit, over the last probably 30 years or so, maybe longer, it seems like we've seen CEOs and the top of the top, their pay has been growing exponentially, while the workers really just haven't gotten their share. And I do think that some of it is due to the fact of globalization. Some of that is impacting this because employers now have, back in the 50s and 60s, they didn't take jobs over to India or China and look for low wage labor like that. That wasn't a thing. And ever since, globalization has started, well, now it's an international global market for labor. And I think that's bringing the wages of the average people down a little bit, especially like if you're trying to do physical labor jobs, if you're trying to do factory work or anything like that. if those jobs even exist in the United States. You're lucky these days. Um, but so, there is some responsibility that people have to take for themselves in bettering their skills, going to community college, learn how to do a trade. I mean, you could go to a community college and learn how to be an electrician, a plumber, learn how to repair HVAC systems. You can learn how to weld. There's a lot of different things that you can learn to do. Go and learn, get your CDL. Go and become a truck driver. I just do not see truck drivers being replaced by robot technology, by computers. I'm sorry, but if there's ever a day when there are remote semis, 80,000-pound vehicles driving down the road, I'm not going to be on the interstate. I will refuse to drive on the interstate. I will. I don't trust it. I'm sorry. I don't trust that. I know human drivers make mistakes from time to time too, but that just sounds terrifying to me, to have robots controlling these trucks going down the road at 70 miles an hour. Anyway, so I just don't see that happening anytime soon, and you can make a lot of money as a truck driver. Now, the one thing I will say about that, one caveat to that, is that there is some vulnerability to how the economy is doing. I know we've had a little lull for truck drivers here in the last year or so. They had the port shut down and all that stuff, and then of course these tariff battles have not helped that situation. I think we're starting to see some pressure alleviated from all of that. People have complained about Trump using these tariffs, and what they don't understand is, for Trump, it was a bargaining chip. It was a tool trying to work out better trade deals with our trading partners. I don't think that the tariffs, at least the bulk of the tariffs, were ever intended to be something permanent. I think it was just something to some leverage for him in his negotiations with these other trading partners. So that's what he's been trying to do. He's been trying to get some better terms, and we do need better trade deals. Especially in certain sectors of the economy. I'm really worried about. It seems like there's more and more people out here embracing socialism, and that worries me. Because we've seen socialism tried over and over and over and over and over again, and it never works. They want to point to Europe, but Europe is capitalist. Those are capitalist countries. They have a little bit more of a safety net than we do. They pay out the nose in taxes for that, by the way. Depending on which country you're looking at, those tax rates are perhaps even double what we're paying, Anyway, this, I don't know. It's something else that's just really, it's really concerning to me. New York's getting ready to elect a socialist / communist mayor. I think it remains to be seen. Everybody's saying, all the capitalists are, everybody's going to leave. Well, are they? Are they really going to leave? Are a lot of people actually going to leave New York? I think that remains to be seen. A lot of these people up in New York, even the wealthy people, are liberal. There's a lot of liberals up there. Maybe they'll be willing to sit there and take the hit. I don't know. We'll just see how that plays out. I'm sure some people will move away, and they've actually already had a lot of people move away from New York because of the high taxes. A lot of the conservatives that used to live in New York have moved away. Rush Limbaugh moved away. Glenn Beck moved away. Sean Hannity moved away. A lot of the, Bill O'Reilly hasn't yet, but he might. I'm surprised Donald Trump hasn't sold his real estate in New York by this point. To be honest, if I was Trump, I mean, the way those people up there hate his guts, these Democrats hate his guts, he might need to think about it, you know. Take that money somewhere, you know, to a better state. I know New York is kind of where he was born and raised, and that's home for him, but it's changed. It's not the same place. So if I was Trump, I'd be looking to get out. But um, I keep having a bunch of people asking me for money. Here lately, I've had a lot of my friends, people that I know in real life, asking me, "Hey, can you spare $20, $10?" You know, and it's just like, you know, I've got my own financial situation. I just had a text. Somebody texted me just now asking me for $20, and I'm just like, people. I go out and I DoorDash every evening. It's like I'm trying to make my own money. It's like, why don't you go out and DoorDash and make your own money so you can? I mean, it's like they have jobs, but they don't want to go out and work any extra to help them tide themselves by, and they just expect to borrow it from me. And I'm just like, I'm just tired of it. I'm kind of getting tired of it. It's like I'm working too hard, and I'm seeing all my money kind of slip out. I mean, one of my friends borrows, but she does pay me back. When she gets paid, she'll send me the money back. But then she starts borrowing again, and then she'll pay me back. It's like, but then I've got this other friend that's been borrowing, and I've told him I probably need the money back by the first week of December because I'm getting ready to take a trip. And I've sent him some money, and I haven't gotten much back. And I was like, I can't keep doing it. You know, I just can't keep doing that. So anyway, you know, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I'm just like, but I'm gonna have to start cutting people off because it's like I've got my own financial stuff to worry about. I'm trying to achieve some of my own financial goals and things, and they make it difficult for me to do. So. Anyway, there's a lot of people out here hurting right now. I realize that. I'm hoping, if they do get a couple more weeks of food, stamp. Now, there's people out here that are getting food stamps that really need it. There's other people out here that are just abusing the system, taking advantage of the system, and that bothers me. I would encourage everybody, especially those of you that are struggling right now, think of some inexpensive, quote-unquote, free ways to upgrade your skills. There are some online courses that you can probably find that, to learn how to do something. There's a lot of different ways that you can improve your skills and make yourself a more valuable employee where you can get paid more. Personally, me, I do have 2 college degrees. I have a degree in finance, a degree in accounting. I do have my securities licenses. I'm Series 7, Series 66 licensed. I do have life insurance licenses as well. And I've been working in finance for a long time, and I've never gotten to where I thought I might get in terms of income. I don't do too bad. But I would like to make more. Sometimes I feel like after having worked in the industry as long as I have, I feel like I should be making more. But there's been some bumps along the road, and so anyway, just got to keep plugging along, right? Doing the best we can. That's all we can ever do. I am trying to study for the CFP right now, Certified Financial Planner designation. Thought it might be something good to get before I turn 50. That way the last 10, 15 years of my work life, I'd have that and maybe pump up my income a little bit. But I'm finding it very difficult to stay motivated to learn a lot more because I am getting older, and it's just, I'm tired of reading and studying and stuff. And it's like, I've got a pretty decent job right now, what I'm doing, and I could probably do it for another 10 years at least. My boss is a couple years older than me. I don't know how long he intends to work. He seems that I think it sounds like he's planning on working a good deal longer, so I might work until he retires, and then I'll retire at the same time. Maybe, I don't know. Um, we'll just have to see how that plays out. But we've all got to just do the best we can. Get out here and learn how to do something. Learn, it's not easy. We do live in a knowledge-based economy now, for the most part. All this tech stuff, a lot of us older people, we know how to use it for the most, some basic stuff that we need to use in our jobs, but that's about it. My kids probably know it better than I do. But it's good to get to know some of that stuff too. So, I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna go door dashing for a while. I'm thinking about trying to hit, and this is gonna be an aggressive number, and I know it's gonna be hard to do, but I've been thinking if I could go out and make $100 a day, get a C note every single day door dashing on top of my full-time income from my regular job, I could really make a lot of progress over the next 12 months. It's going to be hard to make $700 a week door dashing part-time. I think it would be possible to do it. Maybe not possible long run, because it's going to get kind of exhausting doing that, but we'll see. We'll see. I might make a little game out of it. See if I can start making $100 a day door dashing. I mean, think about it. That's an extra $36,000 a year from that. And you have to remember that with Trump's new tax law, the tips are tax-free. And that's most of your income. Door dashing is from tips. So if you're looking for some more income, door dashing you can actually make a decent amount of money, and most of it is tax-free. Now, you do have to pay for your gas, and you're going to put more wear and tear on your car. I'm going to be paying my car off a little faster than just the normal car payment, just so I can, to make up for that. I might even double up on my car payments just to get it paid down quicker. We'll see. If I'm able to hit $700 a week, I could do that. I could easily double up on my car payment. That might happen. We'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna go get a bag. I'm gonna go get a bag, and everybody just keep trying to do your best. I know some people need help out here, and there are some sources for help. Although I think it is a little lean out there right now in regards to that. So we just all have to lean on each other, find family members that can help. It's like I'm trying to do what I can, but I've got my own problems, it's like I hate saying that, because I'm a type person. I like to try to help when I can, but it's just, I don't want to be taken advantage of either. It's like, it's just, sometimes you just have to cut them off. It's like, I hate that. It's just kind of is what it is. But I've got to start hitting my financial goals. I got to get ready for Christmas. I have a million things I got to do in the next month. So, anyway, this is Don Pelayo checking out. You guys have a great weekend.